You shot two guys for Michael Catapano.
Michael Catapano was getting baseball batted on by Mondello's on between 85th Street and Forest Park. I happened to be driving by, and he's a good friend of mine, still a good friend of mine. Tough guy, used to fight all the time, and he was fighting the guys. They pulled a bat, they were a baseball bat. I pulled over, seen him, and I shot both guys.
I guess you shot two guys for showing your property?
Shot three guys on my property. Somebody questioned that shooting. I forget who, but it doesn't matter. Dino Finelli was there, Carmen Roan. I give you, these are legitimate guys that were part of cleaning up for me, getting rid of guns. Rocky Finelli. The next morning, they tried to hit me. I had an underground fence company. I had bells that would go off on my property. My ex-wife called me, told me that there's several guys waiting for me. I believe there was 5 guys waiting for me. I believe I definitely killed 2, maybe a third. Shot it out with them on the property, and I had this guy Danny. He was involved also. He did an interview about it, talking about you know, that shooting, and these guys were all there, and afterwards cleaning up the blood, the mess, and what went on there.
You stabbed a guy in the neck and the stomach in Fort Lauderdale in front of Nikki Butch.
Yeah, these guys were. I was with a girl named Dawn. I worked at a club called Shooters in Florida, and the guy was one of these weightlifter, steroid guys, and he was with 2 or 3 guys. And I bought a dozen roses for a girl, and she was going to Champagne, the girl Dawn. And Dawn knows me, so she knew what I was going to do. And I went back to the bouncer, I think whatever he was. He looked like a bouncer. He just got out of jail for a brass knuckle on a kid from behind, a small guy too. This guy was huge. He was a 325-pound guy. Anyway, I went back to him, and I told him, next time he ever touches me, I says, I'm going to kill him. I says, you better remember who you're talking to. And he mushed my face. I said, all right. I came back. I went to the bar. I asked them for a knife. They gave me a little lemon cutter. I said, no, the butcher knife. They said, well, it's in the kitchen. I went into the kitchen, got the butcher knife, put it behind my back. I walked back. I said, did I warn you? And he looked at me. He didn't know what I was going to do. I stabbed him. I stabbed his friend. And the police were at the front door. They worked the nightclub. And they pinched me right there, stripped me naked into just underwear, took all my clothes. Charged me, I believe at the time, was attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon. And later on, these guys dropped charges. Their lawyer knew my lawyer, Richie Raybach. My lawyer, Richie Raybach, at the time was Gotti Sr.'s lawyer. Gotti Sr. gave me him to defend me. When they found out who I was and who I knew, the one guy backed out of the trial. The other guy gave information saying that I was protecting myself from his friend.
You baseball batted 3 bikers and stabbed one of them?
The place was called Old Brother Inn, 78th Street, Jamaica Avenue. My friend Joey Mathis was an accountant, regular guy. He was in the bar with Kenny Nicole. And they called me up at about 3 in the morning. I was sleeping. And they said, 3 guys are here, and we can't leave the bar. They said, they're going to kill us. I walked up, and I told the guys, let them come out of the bar. He told me, mind your business. One guy went into a coma. I'm not sure. I think he died. I'm not sure. I mean, I told the story about him. The other 2 guys I batted, Kenny Nicole, I batted by accident. He came running up behind me. And a week later, they came looking for me, the crew of bikers. I went into a bar with Michael Finnerty. He was about 16 at the time. And I stabbed the head guy of that motorcycle gang in the bar there.